Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Triple H has been accused of favoritism since he took over as the WWE Chief Content Officer. A wrestler, once a promising name in World Wrestling Entertainment, has expressed interest in stepping inside the squared circle again for the sports entertainment giant. But the mystery man, Chris Masters, wonders if Triple H does not see him as a worthy competitor in 2025. 2 decades ago, he was signed with WWE and he worked with some prominent names such as Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, and John Cena before he ultimately getting released. In an interview with Rewind Recap Relive, Chris Masters was asked about a potential return at the Royal Rumble on February 1. He admitted that he truly wishes to, but noted that the Chief Content Officer probably feels that the masterpiece has been forgotten. Chris Masters was referring to his former tag team partner, who found a surge in popularity 2 years ago upon an unforeseen WWE return. Carlito is currently a member of the Judgment Day on Raw. In 2025, World Wrestling Entertainment is going through one of its most successful runs ever. A lot of the credit has gone to Triple H, but then Vince Russo pointed to some things that are not going particularly well under his creative control. During a conversation with former Raw General Manager Jonathan Coachman on the Coach and Bro Show, exclusively on Backstage Pass, Russo slammed WWE for putting several talents he believes are unworthy to be on television. He wondered how the company can negate some quality talents. The cold January wind sliced through the air like a perfectly timed super kick as Cole Maverick stood on the edge of his property, gazing at the frozen lake that mirrored his life. Once a WWE superstar with an unstoppable streak of charisma and energy, he was now a 42-year-old with aching knees and faded glory. It had been almost a decade since he had last laced up his boots, but tonight his mind was fixated on one thought. The idea had been haunting him for weeks, sparked by the chatter of a potential Legends surprise that WWE was planning for the Rumble. He'd seen the cryptic tweets, heard the rumors on podcasts, and even received a few nostalgic texts from former colleagues. But would Triple H, now the creative force behind WWE, even consider it? Cole walked back to his cabin, the walls adorned with memorabilia from a career that once defined him. There were posters of his WrestleMania moments, replica title belts, and action figures of his younger self, chiseled and cocky, with long black hair that fell like a curtain over his piercing blue eyes. Now his hair was flecked with gray, his muscles not as sharp, but his passion for wrestling still burned as bright as ever. Sitting down with his phone, he scrolled through his contacts. Hunter, it read. He hadn't called Triple H in years. Their last conversation had been cordial but distant. Triple H thanking him for his contributions, Cole congratulating him on his transition to the corporate side of WWE. That was it. Cole shook his head, laughing at himself. Awkward? Since when have I been afraid of a little awkwardness? He muttered. But before dialing, memories of his career flooded back. Cole Maverick, known in the ring as the Lone Warrior, had debuted in WWE during the mid-2000s, skyrocketing to fame with his unique blend of high-flying moves and gritty brawling. His feuds with legends like Randy Orton and John Cena were etched into WWE lore. His Royal Rumble performance in 2013, where he lasted an hour and eliminated 8 superstars, was still considered one of the greatest ever. And then there was the exit. A torn ACL in 2016 had sidelined him for over a year. By the time he returned, the landscape had changed, the younger talent had taken over, and his momentum was gone. The creative team struggled to find a place for him, and he quietly retired in 2017 after a lackluster mid-card feud. It wasn't the farewell head envisioned. But now, with Triple H in charge and the WWE experiencing a creative renaissance, the itch to return was unbearable. The Royal Rumble wasn't just any event, it was a spectacle of surprises, a chance to remind the world who he was. Finally, he dialed the number. The phone rang twice before a familiar voice answered. "Maverick," Triple H said, his voice deep and gravelly. "Long time, no talk." Cole's heart raced. "Hunter, how's the Empire?" Triple H chuckled. "Never stops moving, brother." "What's up?" Cole hesitated for a moment, then went for it. "I've been hearing things about the Rumble. Legends coming back. Thought I'd throw my name in the hat." There was a pause on the other end. "You're serious?" "As serious as a superplex," Cole said, trying to keep the nerves out of his voice. Triple H sighed, but not dismissively. "Look, man, you were one of the best we ever had. But it's been, 8 years? The Rumble's a war zone. You sure your body's up for it?" Cole nodded, even though Triple H couldn't see him. "I've been training. I'm not saying it'll go 60 minutes again, but I can give the crowd a pop. And maybe remind them who I was." Triple H was silent for a moment. "The thing about the Rumble is, it's not just about nostalgia. It's about storytelling. If you come back, it has to mean something." Cole smiled. He knew this was Triple H's way of saying, "Head, think about it. I'll let you work your magic. But if you need a lone warrior to shake things up, you know where to find me." They ended the call on good terms, and Cole felt a spark of hope ignite. The next few weeks were grueling. Cole pushed himself harder in the gym than he had in years, focusing on cardio, agility, and strength. He even dusted off his old wrestling gear, a black leather vest with silver studs, tights emblazoned with his iconic wolf emblem. By mid-January, he felt like a younger version of himself, albeit with more joint pain. Still, he didn't hear back from Triple H, and doubt began to creep in.